In this video, I am going to show you how you should care of your Adenium plants, so they wouldn't die and stay healthy for the next season. So keep watching and subscribe us for regular updates. As we know that the Adenium plant, that is also called as desert rose, is the summer season plant, and thrives in very hot areas producing lots of beautiful flowers. Therefore winter's environment is not so much favorable for their growth style. So we have to make some small changes to keep it alive and well growing. Handling Adenium plants without knowing the proper guide can be fatal for them. First and the most common thing that cause serious issues in Adeniums, especially in winters, is the wrong watering technique. Always water the Adenium plant when the soil is fully dry. Adenium can bear extremely dry conditions very easily, because they have their own moisture stored in their trunk. Adenium plant requires very less amount of moisture in winters, because the soil is already not drying, due to the environmental change. You can add water only when the top layer of soil feels dry. And the Adenium plant likes to have a deep watering, like water frequently, until water drains out from the bottom hole. It will be very easy if you are using a succulent soil mix that is well draining and loose. For making the best mixture for Adenium at home, you can check out a link from the description. But water them very careful. Next point is about sunlight or location, that plays a very vital role in its growth. Adenium plant is a desert area plant that loves to have a warm and sunny spot. But in winters, the sun hardly came out. So if you find some sunlight, then it is very beneficial for Adeniums. But never place your Adenium plants in an open area, where the frost can directly falls on their leaves. It is not so good for them. Extreme decrease in temperature can result in death, so to avoid this problem, you can place your Adeniums in a shade, like under a big tree and plant, or maybe inside the house. Next thing that you can do on your Adenium plants is removing dead and dried leaves. In winters, the leaves became yellow and falls off on the soil, that you have to remove time to time. It helps the sunlight to reach out the soil, and remove any fungus or harmful insect. If the sunlight reaches the soil and on the branches, it indicates the plant to keep growing. Other thing you can do is to loose the upper soil layer. This thing reduces the chance of overwatering, and also enhances the circulation of air. Enhancing the roots aeration system can help the Adenium plant a lot to survive in such hard conditions. Simply, take any tool and slightly loose the upper soil layer. Try not to damage the roots. Hope you understand the point. I have also made an article on caring Adenium plants in winters, that you read to get it more clearly. The link is added in the description and on my website puregreeny.com. Next thing that needs to be described here is some very serious precautions that you have to avoid completely. In the winter season, the Adenium plants needs not to be disturbed again and again. Any stress or shock can harm the plant so much. First thing to avoid is repotting. Any disturbance to the roots can lead to stress and shock conditions that are not good for Adeniums, especially in winters. So don't repot your Adenium plants in winter. Next thing to avoid is fertilization. As we discussed, Adenium plant don't require any stress because winter season is its resting time. If you add a fertilizer in the Adenium plant in winter season, then it can cause root burn. Adding a fertilizer in the winter season have no benefits because the plant is not going to produce flowers. It will be very beneficial if you add a fertilizer in its growing season. For that you can watch my another video on Adenium plant fertilizer, from the description and I button. That fertilizer have amazing results, but it still doesn't works on Adenium, if you are adding it in winter season. Other thing to avoid is cutting or pruning. Don't prune the Adenium branches in the winter days. The air is slightly moist in the winter days, that can cause the fungal issues on the cut part. So it is better to avoid this thing, and pruning also have no benefits in dormancy time period. So, don't prune any part of the Adenium plant in winter season. Next thing to avoid in winters is propagation. Cuttings will never grow. Seedlings also came in stress due to the decreasing temperature. So it is better to avoid this thing. It will be very beneficial if you grow them in early springs or summers. The last thing is to know that Adenium plant is a summer season plant, and winter season is its resting time. So it's better not to disturb the plant and don't even aspect flowers. Hope you find this video helpful. For any question, comment below. If you wants to know that which fertilizer is best for Adeniums, check out this video and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.